sat across from each other in high school in grade 10. And I was sort of a busy person in the school, and he was not, because he was out working, trying to help his family. But I didn't know it, but he couldn't do his homework because he didn't have anywhere to do it.
I didn't do the homework.
You just didn't do your homework because you had nowhere to do it. There were children all over the place in this tiny wee house.
I accepted in my early days, I accepted a teaching position in a one-room school situation in north of Prince George, about 50 miles north of Prince George, really out in the wilderness off the Hart Highway. And one day when we were taking a shortcut home along the edge of the lake, and it was a breakup period and the ice was just receding from the lake, I stepped into a large leg hole trap that had been set for a beaver. And I was absolutely shocked when I felt these steel bars pressing against, fortunately, a heavy boot that I was wearing. And I threw the trap, took it off my foot and threw it out. I was so angry that the trapper would be setting a trap in this area so close to where the school was.
What we had was a tiny little cookie box, and inside of that was a little group of names. These people were our members. Well, what we found when we contacted them was that most of them had moved away and we couldn't get them, or that they were actually deceased. So we had to start from nowhere. We had very few people who knew anything about it. In fact, when I drove into a garage and we had our first bumper sticker on, he said to me, "What's a leg hold trap?"
Revenue Canada stepped into this whole situation and really silenced the voice of the animals so much by threatening to take away the charitable status of the 5 groups who were working on the anti-trapping issue or the anti-fur issue. They warned us all of the groups, that if we consistently attacked the fur industry, which was a legitimate industry in Canada, we would risk losing our charitable status. So we were one of the first groups in all of Canada then that lost our charitable status because we continued speaking out against the fur industry. What we said, and what Revenue Canada said, that whenever you talk about cruel trapping methods, this is a quote if I can recall, you're creating an anti-fur image in the eyes of the public whenever you talk about cruel traps. And I remember answering, yes, I know we're doing that. How else can we focus on this cruelty that's going on with all of our trapped animals everywhere in Canada? We must continue speaking out.
You know, looking at that huge maple tree with all its green leaves and the sun shining through there, and all around us this glorious wild wilderness type feeling, it's so marvelous. Even that fallen tree, it's not an ugly thing. It just belongs here. Everything belongs here, and it has its place, except for traps which are being put like minefields across the land in Canada to trap animals, and the cruelty that it causes as they are smashed into these things and have to die there alone in such agony. This is what we're wanting to stop.
Such a contrast to the beauty,
yeah,
and to the torturing going on.
Yeah, you can't imagine it, can you? Can you? No, right over there. If it was your dog, you'd go and stop it right now. And that's what we have to do.
Well, we're winning the war. It's getting there.
Yeah, we're getting it down. It's where we're not 5 million anymore, but less than 1. People don't want that cruelty. They want to be in here and enjoy this wonderful place.
Anyway, good for us.
Thank you.